Hi, this is Christian de la Huerta with Soulful Power, and today we're going to focus on forgiveness. Simple way of looking at forgiveness. Forgive, 2 syllables, turn them around, flip them around. Give for. So what we're doing when we forgive is we're giving the other person and ourselves, which can often be even more difficult, the space to be human, to make mistakes, to screw things up royally. And so we get ourselves out of the self-righteous mode of the ego that knows it's exactly what you did, what they did that was wrong, and what the punishment should be, and often delivers it. We bring the possibility of question mark, and that's all that it really takes for us to free ourselves. Because as long as we're holding somebody over the fire for whatever they did or didn't do, we're keeping not only them in prison, but we're keeping ourselves in prison too. So forgiveness ultimately is for freeing ourselves. So what we do when we forgive them is say, just like, well, maybe perhaps, had I been raised in their culture at their time with what they had, information and healing tools that they had access to, the understanding that their parents had before them and their parents before them, is like, maybe I too might have turned out the same way, and I too might have made the same choices. It doesn't excuse anybody's behavior. It doesn't mean we have to stay in a relationship that doesn't serve us or that might even be abusive in some way. But it means that if we want to be free, we have to forgive. And that is what heroes do. To hold on to resentment, to hold on to anger, to keep somebody over the fire for the rest of their lives for whatever they did, anybody can do that. To forgive what feels unforgivable, it's heroic. It's nothing short of heroic. So your assignment this week, should you choose to accept it, is to make a list of people in your life that are in need of forgiveness from you. People that may have done something or failed to do something in the past that you interpreted as hurtful or as betrayal or negative in any way, and you've been holding on to that. So we make a list of those people and then make a choice as to any action steps that we may take, to extend forgiveness to them. And then I would also say, create another list. It's like, what areas in your life do you need to forgive yourself for? And that could even be the more difficult list. So what is it that you have done in your life in the past that you've been holding yourself over the fire about? It's like, maybe, just maybe, given what you had access to back then in terms of understanding, in terms of abilities, it's like maybe, just maybe, you did the best that you could then. Like now you would do things differently. So we extend the rooms to ourselves to be less than perfect, to make mistakes, to even screw things up royally, and to make any amends. So part of that list is like, do I need to make any amends? Do I need to call them and ask for forgiveness? And is there any way that I want to ritualize forgiving myself for something that I may have done or failed to do in the past? Thank you for taking this journey, and remember that there's a hero inside of you. Just keep breathing. So your homework, if you choose to accept it, is to make a list of people who have wronged you in some way, people from whom you've been withholding forgiveness. Maybe it could be, a year ago, 20 years ago, something that they did or didn't do that we interpreted as harmful or betrayal or just harmful in any way. And we've been holding on to that. So we're going to make the list of people that need forgiveness from us, and in some cases, communicate that to them so that we can be really, really free. We communicate it in some way. So maybe you write them, maybe you call them. If it's somebody that you no longer have access to, maybe you write them a letter, and maybe you burn it afterwards. But take any action that will help you embody the choice that you have already made. And thank you for making that choice, because in a real way, it's a heroic act.